My name is John Stephenson with Christ Today. I have had a good and active life. I have seen people with problems, and I've had a few myself. I like it when things go smoothly, but I have also learned how to avoid troubles so that things go well. I've learned how to be prepared so that problems can be overcome. Today and in the future, I will look at what we can do to overcome problems, great and small, as we be prepared for the just in case. Each one of us has a different life experience, so we will all prepare in a different way. And that is good, because in that way we can help each other in a different way. The first step of preparedness is to think about what you want to be prepared for, and then to make a written plan as to what skills and material goods you will need. And then you actually do something. Carry out your plan with the most important things first. For the best results, you need to complete this process yourself. If you rely on other people, their plans, the things that they have in mind for you to do, sure, it can be good. It can be very good, but it won't be your ideas, your plans, your ways to be prepared. And probably they will be quite different one from the other. So, when you listen to me, please realize that I am expressing ideas that I have. You may have things in mind that are different for yourself. Nevertheless, I hope that my ideas cause you to think about the things that you can be prepared for. And yes, there are always the basics. There's always food, water, and air. Now, for the air, we can always have something like a medical mask, or maybe we would have a t-shirt, or anything is better than nothing. But there's air, there's water, and water is essential. It can be a water filter, or it can be with water that you have stored. I have stored water for years. I remember when I tasted some, 8 years old. It kind of made me wonder, would it still be good? It was. The water was just terrific. It was stored in a 2-liter water bottle, and the point is you want to store some of the things you need, like water. And yes, like food too. Now you will be wondering about how much food and how much water to store. This is always a question, and that is something which we all determine for ourselves. You can't live, though, without food and water. So have some of that prepared. Have some of that stored. There are people who say, you can live 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food. Well, let me tell you, I've done a little bit of that. You don't want to. You want to have your water several times a day, food every day, several times a day. Otherwise, you become weak, your mind wanders, and water and food is something you will want to have on hand. So when you think about how much, now that's another question, and everyone has a different idea. The government might recommend you have 3 days of food and water. That's true. But there are other parts of government that say 3 weeks of food and water. And there is even a sponsored group, a group sponsored by the government that says you should have 1 year of food and the ability to clean your water. So it's something that that is something you will have to decide on for yourself. And then don't forget the other aspects of preparedness. Medical is one thing that is on everyone's list. I have a very simple medical list, and that is cloth medical tape, gauze pads, and triple antibiotic ointment. Have plenty of these, because in a need you will use much more than you think. I also like to have a fever reducer, an antihistamine, and an antidiarrheal. Those things come in so handy. And then you might need more information. So have some books on your basic and advanced first aid. Those can be in your library, but the reference to them is always useful. So start off with what your bases are, what the basic needs that you have are, and then continue with your list as you go on. Thank you.